The gem of the southeast, also known as Glassie Pool. On the way to the Glassie Trail, the environment is dusty, which can cause camera gear to get dust on the lens or even into the sensor. So before I even attempt to do this trail, make sure your gear is properly sealed, as a speck of dust or even chunks of it can mess up your Instagram worthy photo or videos. At the time of recording, the entrance to begin this trail had a pit of sand covered by tarpaulin. I can't seem to explain why this obstruction is there. Maybe it's to prevent vehicles from coming in or parking at the entrance, who knows. You're on the right track once you begin to see plantain or even fig trees. If you're luckier than I was, you'll see the Toloma plant. Usually in an official Dominican trail or segment, there's a blue and yellow streak which are painted around certain things such as tree marks or sometimes on the ground to guide those who are new to the trails, or to prevent people from feeling a sense of getting lost during these trails. This trail, however, didn't have that. Instead, my cousin who was along with me during this trail noticed that there were pipelines leading around the way the more we went further on this trail. This was a good indicator to give us a sense of someone passed along this way so that we don't end up going to a random abyss and end up falling to our doom. So, about 5 to 10 minutes later, depending on how quick you are, you should see a first astoundingly beautiful view of the sea and an offshore rock I call Bird Island. You'll understand why later on as we go along this video. In doing this trail, I've been thinking about what I was mostly told about this trail. The intimidating talks about possibly drowning due to high tides, the chance of a wild pig tackling you. It makes the trail seem like it was one of those trails where it implies you're going to encounter one or the other, hopefully to be able to come back home and tell the story. A quarter away from finishing this hike, there's a lot of amazing spots to take pictures to elevate anyone's social media game. My favorite being the one nearby the beautiful scenery of the sea and the rock formation nearby. Be careful not to go too close to the edge because that's where things get go soft real fast. There's also some steep grass around this area, so long pants is advised before some of it gets onto your skin unless you're up for that kind of experience. Finally, the famous Glassie Pool. It's honestly so beautiful, particularly when the sun hits it just right. It's an emerald green color, and it's forming almost a heart-shaped structure as if it was made of Mother Nature's love. Unfortunately, I did not take a swim in it as there were a few dead crabs in it, which deterred me from swimming in this pool. However, my cousin who was along with me took the chance and swam in this pool. Surprisingly, he told me the water is fine. In fact, the water is warm, which was shocking to me as I expected it to be hot after seeing dead crabs in it. If you want to see his viewpoint on this trail, he has a blog channel which I'll link in the description below. Unfortunately, during the time of recording, there's a lot of sargassum. In the area of Glassie. For those of you who don't know, sargassum is a seaweed that floats across the ocean in island-like masses. While sargassum has many benefits like to provide food and shelter for marine life, once it strikes the land, it starts to give a foul scent which can be unpleasant, which can give an unpleasant experience, especially after knowing you reach the eye-catching Glassie Pool. Now that you're at the Glassie Pool, you should see an offshore rock closer than ever that I call Bird Island. Here's my overall opinion on the trail. This trail was simple. No rock climbing, no leap of faith, just follow the pipes along the way and be aware of your surroundings and you're fine. In researching beforehand of attempting this trail, I found out mostly asking around through word of mouth as to what the trail's like. Majority of locals will tell you that this hike is dangerous, particularly when the tides kick in. I did notice that the waves were getting rough as time passed by and even came to a point they crashed into the emerald green pool. So my advice is to do not attempt this trail when it's raining or when the tides are coming in. Wear long pants or clothes that can protect you from the possibility of grass being overgrown at the time of attempting this trail. The pool of Glassie is not cold, it's warm. My advice, if you do want to take a swim after reaching your destination, do so in the Glassie pool if you're comfortable and if the conditions are right. Ensure that the waves aren't crashing into the pool. This is one of the simpler trails in Dominica. It's unusual to see such a beautiful place or even rarely having anyone come to it. Would love to hear more people talk positively on this trail as it brought a great experience to me, so I'm sure it can do so for those who are watching also. With that, that's my take on Glassie Pools, located in Dominica. Not Dominica Republic, by the way. If you enjoyed this style of video, hit the like button and subscribe. It helps with the YouTube algorithm and it shows that you enjoy this type of content. Until next time, capture your moments and embrace the beauty.